podcast that's learned to juggle. One ball. It's Power Word Roll.
Last time on Power Word Roll, you were taken in by the Warlock Finders and teleported to the Arcane Klink. A while passes before you hear a noise, and then you just see a grappling hook. I'm here, I'm doing a rescue! I've found Sherry. We came in pretending to be wine merchants.
That works in a prison?
Well, we had a guy to forge the documents. Yes, actually.
I hate him so much!
How could we not remember Manfred?
Yes, with forged documents. The only way out is for us to get to the teleporting chamber.
But, I mean, Greg, Dr. Gainsborough, they're all...
Oh, don't
somewhere
worry.
else.
Cora and Doug are going to get them out, and we're going to
I hate that! I get the good rescue party!
Now let's jump back into the action.
Right, you two with me. Everyone else, we'll see you at the teleporter. Come on, quick!
But what about what about the other prisoners? We can let them out.
Hackle, we need our stuff before we can leave. If you want to see what's in that room, you can, but...
I think he's right. Let's do it. What could it hurt?
Let them out, but make sure they don't stop us from also leaving.
I don't know how to do that, but I can certainly go and try to unlock things.
We need to go. We'll see you at the teleportation room.
And you can see Hakor runs off in a different direction from everyone else.
Greg, Ayun, and Kia run off to the storeroom.
Yeah, okay. And so you run in the direction of the storeroom. There are a few more guards on your way that you have to sort of take out. Yep, you stab, you gore, and you... Eldritch Blast.
You make them regret being born.
You reach the storeroom and it seems locked.
We get to it. Greg puts his hands together and interlocks his fingers and just raises them above his head and just slams his hands into the door and it just falls just straight in front.
And
You are on fire today, Greg.
I feel the strength of the bear rushing through me. No, not really, Ayun. I've just been here for 6 weeks, and all there is to do is work out. So I'm feeling pretty on it.
And you're looking very good for it.
Well, thank you.
I noticed.
Guys, stuff?
Yeah.
Greg's bulging muscle is ripping.
And as you enter the storeroom, you can see that there are lockers filled with things. Most seem unlocked, but they've all got the prison numbers on them, and you know yours.
We do what all good thieves do, and we start from the bottom drawers up.
Oh, so you're not just going for your stuff?
Greg is.
Yeah, so you get
Kia
your
goes
stuff.
for hers.
Do you want to do an investigations check to see if you can find anything interesting?
That is a 14,
So things you get that are interesting. You get this.
which is an immovable rod,
Nice.
You get this.
a potion of invisibility,
Sweet.
And you get this.
rod of the Pact Keeper.
Ooh.
It looks
Okay.
creepy as fuck, and I give it to Kia.
It's like a silver staff with a hand on both ends, holding an obsidian orb.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, well, it's a good thing you passed it to Kia because it can only be used by a warlock. While holding this rod, you gain a bonus to spell attack rolls and to the saving throw DCs of your warlock spells. In addition, you can regain one warlock spell slot as an action while holding the rod. You can't use this property again until you finish a long rest.
Nice.
Jesus, that's
Bloody
really
hell.
good. Really good.
So
Getting
good.
that spell slot back is
I know,
powerful.
it's so valuable.
Does Ayun hand the immovable rod to Greg as well?
Yeah. Whoop! And I just lob it at you.
And Greg catches it. Thank you.
And I pull out my sword from my box and I grab that, but I keep hold of the other rapier as well.
The cheap one.
Yeah.
Okay, it's at this point you hear so many bells going off in the distance,
Yeah.
and you start to just hear chaos down the corridors.
Hakor must have let them out. That is our cue.
Good job, Hakor. I would not want to be a guard right now.
No, you can just hear the screaming of the guards further in.
It's going to be more than one Crown of Madness up in that hole.
It's Crown of Madness versus Crown of Madness.
When it's just
Crown
sort
of Madness Battle Royale.
I'm in a Crown of Madness, your Crown of Madness.
as you're running down the corridors, getting towards the teleporter, you're seeing like puffs of smokes, flames sometimes. You see a toad just jump past.
That toad was a man once.
Greg picks it up on the way through.
You pick up the toad.
Toad! Just grab.
You're okay.
Grab.
That's my toad!
You have a toad now.
There's a toad! Just yoink. I'm adding that to my inventory.
You have a toad. And so eventually you reach the teleporter room, and actually on the way there you just see that there are loads of guards which are just, been killed. And you see that your friends, your compatriots, have just managed to get through the swathes of guards guarding the teleporter room and taken control of it. It's a massacre.
Yeah.
I found this toad.
Oh,
He's holding up, like waving this toad in the air.
good. Nice of you, Craig. Nice to help the animals when you're here.
Yes, we also got weapons. Should we continue?
Oh, right.
I like toads.
Yeah, no, look, we've got to get out of here quick. Come on, Dr. Giddlesbury. What's the... Is it going to happen?
It's
That's homophobia.
Gainsborough.
That's homophobia.
And so Dr. Gainsborough is rapidly at what seems to be a sort of console consisting of little crystals on a circular dais, and he's moving the crystals around. He's like,
do you know how to operate that?
I do. I've got some bad news, everyone.
Gainsborough?
Is this a frog, not a toad?
Greg, get in the teleporter!
Okay. And
Where's
Greg wanders over to the teleporter and stands there holding this toad.
Dr. Gainsborough, what do you mean? Jack, I can get this to work. We can get it to go anywhere we want. But somebody has to be here to operate it.
Okay, well, get in the teleporter circle and tell me how to do it.
Come on, Ayun. You don't know how to do this.
It's not going to be simple.
It's wizardry.
But
I'm assuming Jack's little mechanical thingies can't do it?
I can give it a try. No, Jack, it needs a life signature. It needs somebody to...
Look.
You can see he points to a sort of what seems to be a handprint in one of the sort of crystalline surfaces.
I walk over and I say, you've got people waiting for you. I'll do my best.
You've got people with you. And fundamentally, do you know how to operate this thing?
13. Ayun looks at Gainsborough and his face falls as the truth of it hits him. And he gives him his sword.
Right. Thank you.
The magical one?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I can turn it into a frostbrand now, eh?
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't let you get the chance.
No problem.
You're a good man, Gainsborough.
I try. You should try.
Yeah, I think it's going to take me a little bit longer to figure it out.
Oh, you've got it in you.
And
You really
I give him a shoulder squeeze. And I turn away.
Jack, you're going to go far. Thank you, Doctor, for everything. I won't forget. Kia, I know you've committed to this now, probably, but the study of the arcane can come in many forms. You have talent. It's just a different kind.
I didn't mean to get you dragged into any of this.
You didn't. This was voluntary. And at the end of the day, I'm glad I could get you out of it. You're a good kid, eh? Remind me a lot of myself at your age. And Greg.
There are guards coming. Just turn it. You can tell me later. Come on, everyone, onto the teleportation pad.
Oh, sure thing, Greg. Sure thing. And then you can see he starts to fiddle at it.
Right, click it, and then come on, everyone, hold hands or something. I don't know how this works.
Greg, you're like, Jack holds your hand.
It's very toady.
I put my arms round, one hand on Jack and one hand on Kia. I look at Greg. I look at Gainsborough.
You see guards running down the corridor en masse.
Ayun doesn't say anything, but just tears start welling up in his eyes as the image of Gainsborough disappears.
Then you all just fall, and you're freezing. And there's snow everywhere.
The entire group of us just immediately start shivering, and we're already quite close, but everyone just takes like a little step in, just to huddle to each other. We're not going to see Gainsborough again, are we?
No.
No.
He was a better man than we deserved.
Fine one indeed.
Seemed like a decent bloke, yeah.
Shut up.
Sorry.
I pushed Manfred into the fucking
That wasn't Manfred, that was Doug.
I know!
What was that for?
Bury him in the fucking snow. Mouth-breathing stupid motherfucker.
Don't take it out on Manfred.
I'm there with, like, my hands on his head, and I'm like, why not?
Greg just kind of gives him a withering look.
Okay, let's get rid of this blasted thing.
Where are we?
And as you turn up to look over what seems to be a cliff, you see just tents as far as the eye can see, these sort of large yurts which seem to be sticking out from the snow. And further on, up a mountain, you just see this beautiful decrepit temple of sorts, this sheer white stone just sort of jutting out from the side of the mountain. It's an irregular shape. It's not circular, it's not cuboid. It seems to be sort of crystalline in almost how it sort of is structured. Oh, what are we doing this for, Soph?
Where are we? It's freezing.
Well, we're in the Silver Fenlands.
I am assuming this is the temple which we were suggested to go to by Jude Law Gazebo.
Yes, seems to be.
Cool. Do I have any recollection of it? Would I know the history?
Make a history check.
I don't know shit. That's a 7.
You wouldn't have either way.
Yeah.
Because you've never been to this part of the world. And actually, as you're thinking that, you can see Manfred comes up behind you and is like, "Well, you must be right at home then, right, are you?"
Manfred,
Yeah?
I've had a very tough day.
Thought you were from the eastern stretch.
Oh, sorry, I know they're next to each other, but it's just like, it's cold.
I'm not from the Eastern Stretch. I'm very tired. Can we just... let's get this done, okay?
Yes, we can discuss this later if it even needs discussing.
Should we walk down to the town?
No, Jack, we thought we'd just fucking stand here for another hour, you stupid cunt. No.
Tia puts her hands over his little ears and she's like...
Stupid cunt. No, of course not. Of course Greg wouldn't say that. I think Greg sighs and goes, "Yes, Jack, that's just where we're headed."
It's at least most of us got out fine, right? Come on.
I think there's that awkward silence of...
Everyone's like...
Everyone's like, what do I think to say? Thanks, Jack.
You can see as you're starting to sort of... No, that wasn't Jack, that was Sherry.
Oh, I thought it was Jack.
My bad. That's my voices. It's lots of voices. And you can see that Sherry eventually, as you start walking, comes up to you, Greg, and just like, "Well, I'm glad you're still alive. Eh?
I'm glad you made it out as well.
I mean, thought I wasn't for a while, but then when Doug turned on the sitter, she broke me out as well. Then I insisted we continue to track you down, and
Broke you out?
Yes.
Did the Sedish imprison you?
Yes. I was submerged in water. It was awful.
Did you not get out of Mod Kabir?
No, it was Doug getting me out that did it. He didn't know that I was imprisoned. He didn't know what happened to me. He thought I ran away as well.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm sorry for taking the eye. It was all a bit of a mess, really. One that I think all of us regret.
I wish you'd come with me or taken me with you where you went. I would have helped.
We were panicking. I feel like they've fallen behind and everyone else is kind of walking ahead. I think Greg looks up and looks over them. I think for the first time we're not panicking anymore.
While all of this has been going on, Kia just takes a few steps away and goes as if to reach for her book and then just lets her hands drop to her side. It's not there, and so much has now been riding on her and this, and she's just sort of overwhelmed by how much everyone else has had to be tangled up in something she didn't mean to be stuck with in the first place.
And as your hand drops to your side, a small halfling hand comes and sort of grasps it. And, So I got you out. I did it. Look, I did an actual cool thing. I'm an adventurer too now.
Please let me smell your socks. That was the energy.
You're out. You did it.
We shouldn't... None of this should have happened in the first place.
No, but it's not your fault. Not at all. It's the church's fault. They've been doing this to people for ages, and we let out all the people.
It was me they were after, no one else here.
They were after anyone they could get their hands on. Anybody they could pin or blame for anything. They don't like anybody that's not exactly like them.
I just
know you were a catalyst for this. You're not to blame. It's not your fault. You shouldn't carry this burden. You shouldn't have to. You know, there's nothing wrong with being a warlock. And you've been using it for good. You've helped people. If you didn't take that powerful object, which we still have, and he pulls it out of the bag for a second before realizing, oh wait, that's trackable, and shoves it back in, then suddenly you have everyone under the control of horrible people, and under that aboleth.
Kia just doesn't say anything.
Whether you like it or not, you're a hero. At least to me.
And you are to me, and just gets him in a huge hug.
And as you check...
so good.
Whose are you walking with?
Just punching Manfred in the face repeatedly.
There's Doug and Manfred left.
And
Hakor.
No,
Oh, fuck.
Shit.
Hakor was behind.
I
So,
think that
Hakor made the brave
Yeah,
sacrifice.
yeah,
He left
yeah,
out let out the warlocks.
No, Gainsborough made the brave sacrifice. Thank you.
They both did.
Hakor can go and.
Multiple people
Fucking
can make
suck,
brave
though. He can do
sacrifices.
yeah.
Well, one was braver. One was on the screen. That's what I'm saying.
I think Ayun is sort of walking ahead. I think he's kind of by himself. Doesn't really feel the cold. I think he's maybe out there in bare feet in the snow and just thinking about finishing it. And I think if it was a movie, we'd be getting replays of Dr. Gainsborough just being a good person. And I think he's quite cut up about it, and I think he's sort of reflecting on a lot of his own shit. You know?
Yeah, in those moments of reflection, eventually Sherry, after sort of talking with Greg for a little while, just comes up and, "You okay?"
I think I'm going to be. Maybe not today. Maybe one day.
Does anyone have the Eye of Saloon? I just remembered, guys, everyone stop, everyone stop. Hold on, do we...
Oh, yeah, I've got this. And he
Put it back in the bag!
Right, sorry, I got it. And he holds up the bag of holding.
Thank goodness. Sorry, everyone. Sorry. Somber moment, I know.
I know,
Keep
I
walking,
mean,
keep
that's
going,
fair,
but
you know.
I just thought, like, if we'd forgotten that, we'd have to go back, and I don't want to go back.
Greg, did you put your toad in the snow?
No, it's in my pocket. And
Okay.
by pocket, he flips down the side of his loincloth, and there's a toad that's just...
Into his leg.
The toad ribbits. It sort of stumbles out. It tries to escape.
I think it goes onto the ground. And
It goes onto the ground and suddenly turns into a guard.
Yeah.
My toad! What have you done with my toad?
I've done nothing with your toad!
And I just punch him.
I'm gonna try and protect him away. I'm gonna try and push him out of the way of the
Opposed
punch.
athletics checks.
Oh, well, we
I'm
know
getting
how to-
advantage because I'm pushing an object.
Yeah. You're not, no, that's
not an
objectifying.
object.
I'm objectifying. No, the person. I'm pushing the
No,
guard.
the guard.
Oh, right,
Pushing
yeah.
the guard out, like, just...
I mean, he's still not an object, but it's better.
Oh, huge.
11.
Truly huge. My roll was an 18.
You punch Snow. Ah!
Hold on, wait. The toad transformed into a person?
I was always a person. I was transformed into a toad.
Alright, don't get so angry. I'm the one who picked you up off the
Where
floor.
the fuck are we? I was inside your loincloth.
You're a very...
I thought that was another leg.
It's a perspective thing. You are what, 2 inches tall?
That's fair. You know,
It's okay. Calm down, Toadman. Calm down.
please don't call me that.
What's your name?
My name's Ventric.
Ventric.
Yes.
Where are you from, Ventric?
I-
At that point, Greg puts a hand around his shoulder and just continues walking with everyone at the back. I think Iron sighs or something and turns away, right?
I think Ayun sort of turns to me and goes, "You know that he's a guard from the place we just escaped where they tortured us for 6 weeks?"
Bygones. Greg puts his hand around Ventric's shoulders and like a big arm around his shoulder and kind of pulls him in slightly for the cold and goes, "Tell me a bit about yourself, Toadman."
So starts to talk about himself. There's this travel montage. You guys just walking down the mountainside.
Kia, can you turn people into toads?
Not that I know of.
Can you work on it?
What?
Greg kind of nudges him, just joking around, then turns to Kia and like nods, like full eye contact, nods. I need you to turn him into a toad.
I look at Sherry and I'm like, "Sherry?
I can, but only for an hour.
Sherry, do it.
I mean, I kind of want to do it.
Sherry, do it.
Should I do it?
Do it."
It's late in the day. We've
You
still
can hear
got a
Greg
spell
behind you.
slot.
So how often can you turn yourself into a toad?
And you can see that Sherry just sort of spins around and with her axe, she just like swings down and casts polymorph. And he's a toad again.
Yes! And Greg snatches him from the floor in like a big, probably way too firm, and just goes, "Toad man!" and just carries him along in his hand.
The rest of you have never seen a toad look so terrified.
Greg opens his hand and lets the toad stand there, like, on it. Does he run away, or does he, just sit on Greg's hand?
Just stunned, terrified, still.
Greg just walks, happy, nods to himself, thinks about things, but it's gonna be alright, because he's got a toad there.
For an hour.
For an hour.
Until it turns back into some poor stunned human.
You know you just asked Sherry to waste a 4th level spell on making a guard a toad.
I do.
Okay.
I
It's our only 4th level
I
spell.
stand by that decision.
And I would make her do it again
I would,
in a heartbeat.
next then, what's happening tomorrow?
Oof.
Is it 8th level that you get the invocation you can cast polymorph at will, or is that much higher?
No,
level?
it's like 15th or something.
Yeah.
Why aren't we 15th level?
Just accelerate until you can get that, and then...
Or you could just try and get hold of an actual toad. It's probably not that difficult.
No.
Yeah, but it's not...
We've bonded with this one now.
It's not the same toad anymore.
Considering canonically, Greg can't tell the difference between a toad and a frog, I feel like it doesn't matter.
And so you sort of arrive at Baal Sa'il. It's this town that's constructed of yurts built atop what seems to be the ruins of a previous town. Like, there's all the foundations on this quite hilly terrain of these previous buildings, some with some of the brickwork still intact, all with overgrowth that seems dead in the winter, and sort of this thin layer of snow over everything. All around are moon elves, just sort of going about their business, all in very simple garb. You stand out by comparison purely by clothing, even though it's quite haggard and ruined.
Yeah. I wave hello at the nearest moon elf and I say, sorry, we've had kind of a rough day.
Right, hello. You're travellers?
Yes, of a sort. We've sort of ended up here a little, underprepared.
Right. Yes, you're not dressed for the weather.
No, I'm not. I was wondering if we might be able to borrow some things.
Make a persuasion check.
That's a 15.
That's still not too bad.
What's your name?
It's Ayun.
I'm Kalain. Hello.
Lovely to meet you. Sorry it's under such odd circumstances.
Well, some meetings tend to be. I'm Kalain. I work as a waiter at the Rusty Pipe. So if you want to come over, I'm sure we can get you a room.
I'd love that. Thank you very much.
No
I'm afraid there's a couple of us. And I sort of gesture behind me at this sort of weird ragtag thing.
You can
I
see
thought all the rest of us were just kind of like chatting amongst ourselves, and at being gestured at, Jack like tap someone on the shoulder, and we kind of all look around and wave and bye.
And you can see that Doug was about to throw a snowball at the wall, but as he swings around, he also just instinctively, like he was in the middle of throwing, so he throws it at the back of Jack's head, who just falls face first in the snow.
Very good.
Greg lets the toad go, just like drops it into the snow. Be safe.
It freezes to
It
death.
runs away. It's just hopping away. So you follow your new friend until eventually you reach what seems to be quite a large tent, like this big sort of semi-permanent structure where there's parts of it that seem like a shack, parts of it that seem to be bits of yurt, and then this big sort of metal pipe in the centre where there's sort of smoke pluming out from it. And it seems to have several floors, and you've still got yurts on layers built around this big pipe.
Do you live here year-round?
What, in the city?
Yes.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Well, this is kind of one of those few centres. Mostly we're nomadic, but personally, because I work here, I'm my yurt's over there. And he points to one.
It's lovely.
Yeah, well, for the most part, it's people coming and going when the work comes. This is a bit of a low season, so people going up to the more northern pastures.
Well, I hope we'll entertain you at least for a night.
Oh, of course. And he sort of like pulls aside a drake to sort of let you guys in. And you can see that this entire tavern inn, just a general sort of drinking space, but also with rooms above. And you can see it's all built around this massive coal fire engine at the centre, which seems to be providing heat. Like, this place is very warm. So this is one of the few places where it's you're going to not get cold feet.
It's lovely and cosy in here.
Yeah, fully.
Greg heads over and sits in front of it for like a second, and then just lies down in front of it.
Like a big cat.
Yes, like a big cow.
So I'll go talk with my boss. I'll get you rooms.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
No problem. What are you here for?
We're sort of on a odd pilgrimage, to be honest. We'll be going to the temple.
What? The one on the mountain?
I said it was an odd pilgrimage.
No, you must be joking, right?
No.
What?
Greg, you hear Greg sigh. What's wrong with the temple?
It's horrific. It's cursed. You can't go there.
Brilliant. And Greg just rolls over facing towards the fire. The engine even.
You can see Jack comes and sits down and he's rubbing his hands near you and sort of motions for Kia to come over by the fire.
Well, she went straight over to the fire. She was freezing.
Oh, right. So then he comes down, sits next to you and sort of starts rubbing his hands by it. And Sherry comes and sits down and sort of pats Greg on the shoulder and sort of leans up against him. Well, there's sort of talk about monsters inside and it doesn't work right. And it's been cursed since, the war with the gods.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Well, either it's going to become a lot more cursed, or maybe not cursed at all. It's really 50-50. Honestly, we've had quite a day.
Right, I'll go talk with my boss.
Yes,
Might just fuck up your entire religion. Might save it. Who knows? We're in for a treat.
And he toddles off, and then you can see that Doug manages to get a table. It's quite busy. Oi, everyone, come on, it's near the fire.
Greg just waves his hand dismissively.
All right.
I go and sit with Doug.
Sherry does as well. Manfred as well. Jackson looks quizzically towards Kia.
She turned around to do exactly the same thing, and then
he sort of motions,
Yeah.
does the head nod, shall we go over?
yeah, she
I'm kind of
stands up and
And so the two of you head over and sit down and did. Right, drinks?
Yes. I tap my pockets, and got to be honest, a little bit light.
Fuck's sake, Arjun.
I'm terribly sorry. I was in prison for 6 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
It's terribly inconvenient.
Yeah, all right.
Also,
Look.
I don't think you ever paid us.
Well, in my defence, you didn't complete the contract.
We took it to Merd Kabir.
Yeah, but we were meant to hand it over to the Setash. That was a qualifying factor. Also, I broke you out of prison. One of the most heavily guarded prisons in the known world. At that.
we probably
It's
shouldn't.
pretty easy, to be honest. It wasn't that difficult.
We also probably shouldn't just be yelling that around.
Do you know how many favours I had to call in to be licensed as an official wine merchant and then get in with a deal for holy wine?
Let me guess, it's more than one. More than two.
Yeah.
And we see a flashback of Doug in various disguises, handshaking with people.
You son of a bitch, I'm in!
Yeah.
All right, I'll get the first round. Fine. Well, I'm glad to see you guys again. You know, it's been a while.
Greg stands up and comes towards the table. Sorry, guys, I think I'm going to fall asleep over there. Sorry, what were you saying, Manfred?
Oh, it's good to see you again. You know, I know we didn't leave on best terms, although I wasn't aware. I didn't know what was in the box.
It's good to see you too, Manfred. I'm glad you're not dead.
Thank you. I'm glad you're not dead.
I think both of them kind of give each other a nod and then I think go over to get a drink.
No, Manfred goes in for a hug, but
Over
then
the
you're already
table?
walking away for a drink.
Over at the table.
I
I think Greg sees Manfred start to stand up and awkwardly hug over the table and just kind of goes.
I think Arjun just puts a hand on his chest and pushes him.
and he
to
sits
sit
back down and slumps into his chair. Sherry's like, well, you know, I've never been this far south, southeast, so it's exciting. Local culture in this. What's the normal thing? What do we normally drink down here? She says, turning to Arjun.
Yes, Arjun, what do we normally drink down here?
Arjun gives a withering look to Greg.
Sorry, they're not allowed to drink. It's part of the culture, right, Arjun? And Greg has no idea. It's just I've said something offensive, oh no.
Yeah, just
Trying to
as
fix
they
it.
come back from the bar with things full of booze. You're like, what?
Greg, they're all drinking over here.
Then what's the problem?
I'm not from the Eastern Stretch.
Well, luckily we're not there. We're in the Silver Fens.
Well, they used to be part of this. They're different regions, same culture. They're different regions, same.
Oh my god.
They're different regions, same culture.
I'm not from the Silver Fenlands either.
Oh.
In fact, I'm not from this plane of existence.
Wow, really? Says Jack.
Yes, I lived in the Feywild for what I believe is a long time. I'm not entirely sure. It's not really a big deal. Don't really want to make a big deal of it.
That's so cool.
What was Gainsborough's estimate when we talked about it in the cell? It was a couple of thousand years or something, wasn't it?
What?
Yes, I'm looking quite good for 2,000 years old.
Oh, Arjun.
Oh, you.
Oh, you.
Sherry's like, even for an elf or a dwarf, that's pretty damn good.
It's not bad innings, and I do moisturise.
At that point, you can see that Doug comes over with just a load of goblets of spiced wine, which he sort of starts passing out. The waiter comes back and says, so I've got you guys rooms. Mm-hmm. 3 rooms for the night. Hope that will serve.
It's
3
lovely.
rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's the best I could do. 2 people per room.
No, that's fine. That's
Alright, that'll do.
You've done wonderfully. Thank you.
Yeah. And if you need anything, I'm at the bar.
7. Oh, there's 7. Oh, he's gone. There's 7 of us.
Did you just forget Manfred?
I forgot Jack.
Oh, his head barely pokes over the table. So
And 8 with the toad.
Nah, the toad's gone,
I
remember?
was like 7. Oh, the toad's gone. 6. It's actually just I'm thinking in character. I think he just fully just went 6. And then went 7? Oh no!
Look, I've got to break with you even now. So, helped you out with this. We did, you know. I think that's everything square, but you guys owe me.
Let's leave our relationship at a full stop here.
Oh, come on, one more job.
I don't think there's anything...
Not right now, but at some point.
Honestly, based on what we did last time, do you really want us back?
Look, I'm not going to be in the same line of work.
If we lose 2 people per job every time that we go on a job with you, it's basically guaranteed that one of us will die.
Greg's laughing through this whole thing and then just... If I get a sending stone with your name on it, I'll answer. What the hell?
I'll work about getting one then. I mean, come on, I did. We did. Look, Manfred, didn't we break? We broke him out. Yeah, we did break you guys out of prison.
Yes, we gravely appreciate it. Shall we not have this conversation right now? A little bit of decorum.
I mean, me and Manfred have got to get going in the morning. Sherry, you coming? I've got to get back as well. It's true. We're a long way from...
Yes, I know.
I've got
I'm
a kid.
sorry.
I mean, I'm closer to my child now, which is something.
Shortcut. We're very grateful. And we're glad not to be languishing in a cell anymore.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are.
I'm glad of that. I was there once, and it's not nice. And I know it's hard to find work as an ex-criminal. So, look, I'll contact you, all right?
Bye, Doug.
You can have a drink with us. One... Look, and Greg stands up and raises his, mug of spiced wine. We lost some good men. We lost some very good men. I think the best men among us, maybe. Let's just think about that. And, yeah, sorry, I don't do speeches, so, yes.
Raise a glass.
And then Greg sits back down and just starts drinking drinks.
Okay.
Cheers!
Yes, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers!
Cheers.
Cheers! Thank you for listening to Power Word Roll. If you enjoy the show, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Otherwise, a positive review is the best way to help us out. The best place for those is on iTunes. All our social media at linktree/powerwordroll. That's linktr.ee/powerwordroll. But for now, from Annie, Naomi, Henry and myself, thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.
Eldritch Blast.
That was so bad on my ears.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Bland.
Eldritch Blast.
You Eldritch Blast these people. But eventually
Both times. I'm also saying Eldritch wrong.
Yeah, so
I was also saying Eldritch incorrectly.
Oh, right.
Both times you just went, woo!
Well,